magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. Darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. Greetings, everyone. It's your main man, Frank Castle, your sorcerer supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on Fearless. I'm joined by my etherical translator and my co-host, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
Let's just set this up really quick. Yay. Happy Independence Day, Fearless family.
Oh, my. Fireworks started early here today.
Sounds like they're just blowing stuff up like 30 feet away from the house. It's pretty crazy here. Shout outs to everyone in the chat room.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Nick, Holly, really, Peter, Oscar, Ellen. Yeah. Guess what tonight's about, Ellen? It's all about you. No, I'm just kidding. It's about us. All of us. Let me just tweak this a little bit. I think I just fucked that up. Let me see. How's that? Nope. Shit. I know what this is missing. More of me. Sorry. I didn't get a chance to do this. Wow, it really sounds like crazy explosions outside. It's been like this every day.
Not like this, but it's been,
not quite like this. Yeah. This is rapid fire. You know, it's funny. I saw a lot of broke kids, like broke ass, bum ass, punk ass bitches that I grew up with posting like thousands of dollars in fireworks. And I remember these motherfuckers not having $5 for weed. And I'm like, yeah, I guess today's your day, bro. Yo, bro. Happy Independence. Happy Independence. Shout outs to Aaron. Aaron's in the house. Shout outs to Zach, the two gentlemen that run Expanded Understanding. We go back to back with them on Saturday nights. They're great. You could go to Expanded Understanding on YouTube and check them out.
Yeah.
Starts at 11 my time. It's 2 hours from now. It starts. Rock and roll. What's up, Sam? What's up, Willow? Willow, we love you. Hopefully, I saw what you were doing last night. Hopefully, it turned out great. What's up, Peter? How you doing? And of course, my main man, Robert Hawley, is in the house. My brother, I love you so much. I'm building a studio in my garage, and I'm putting pieces together on an ultimate computer so I can do mantras late night while I'm just sitting at mom and pop's.
Oh, on your sleepover nights? That's a good
on my
idea.
sleepover nights, because I can't seem to get anything done. But all of a sudden now there's space and room and a place to go and a place and a place to rock and roll. We're going to talk about some stuff tonight that we're going to go a whole bunch of times.
Where's your notepad?
I don't need it.
You don't want me to see?
Oh, no. I already know it's never going to be in front of you ever. Never again. Let's get the party started. Really, thank you so much. Oh, what was that?
Thank you. That's very sweet. There's a moth in the kitchen. I can't help you. There's a moth flying around in the kitchen. She's trying to get it.
Mothra, thank you so much. Really, really. Sending you positive vibes and oh so much love.
Oh, so much love.
I'm sending you oh so much love too.
I need it today. I'm wiped.
Today well, information coming through is not easy for anyone lately.
No.
We got the smash bash today. We came off the really good high, and we caught a really big low. I think that because of what we did this week, right, prepared us for what's happening right now.
I definitely believe so. Definitely. We were talking last week about male energy, and it was proven to be true that there is definitely. Oh, I know. I'm not allowed to look at the notebook.
Nothing.
Thank you, Aaron, for being nosy all the time. No, kidding. Yeah, no, I'm not allowed to look at the notes. But we were talking about very heavy male energies last week, and Frank and I were purging. Frank was making ayahuasca for an Aya experience, and it was just a lot of male issues, father issues, a lot of male energy. And Frank is gonna see now, because he doesn't have the notes, so I don't know when he's planning on bringing this up, but he will need to bring up the funny story of using Google Maps and what happened. Speaking of male energy, but I don't know when he'll be talking about that because there are no notes. So
right. We don't need notes. We could just go in order. So last week, we were making the Aya, and I was purging all over the place. There was issues with that, which isn't really an issue. It just is what it is. And it usually means there's going to be a good, positive, powerful experience, which is absolutely true.
Well, that's absolutely what happened.
What'd you say?
I said it's absolutely what happened.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. You're not going to address me unless I talk
into the microphone, because then no one can hear you.
No one can hear me. Okay.
So we started the journey. We were going to upstate New York pretty much. And using Google Maps on my Android, we're going on a this is so friggin' annoying. All right, so we were driving straight north, and then it says to get off this exit, right? So I'm like, why would I get off this exit? Reggie.
So now to preface this story, Frank says, do you want me to listen to how you want me to go to get on to 287? Or do you want Google Maps to... Your hands look gigantic when you put them in front of him. When you put them in front of the camera like that, they look gigantic.
Wait, I gotta do one more
Sorry,
thing.
Reggie's stalking a moth in the house, so she might be jumping back and forth.
Better.
Okay, so Frank says, do you want me to listen to do you want to tell me how to get to 287, or do you want Google Maps to tell me how to go? I said, let Google Maps tell you, because she's going to take you out of the way of traffic. Because she said, do you want us to save you? Like, you're going to save 7 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So he said, okay, I'm going to listen to Google Maps. Tell me how to go.
So Google Maps gets me off this exit, and I'm like, why the hell are we getting off this exit? So as we're making the exit, I said, oh, that exit we just passed, from there, you get off there, you go to my dad's house, right? Go figure. Hadn't been on that exit years.
And now he's reminiscing, and it's probably a couple of minutes in the car. And then just as we're approaching the street that his father lives on, he says, oh, I think my father lives down one of these streets. From here, if you throw a rock, you could hit his house. Just as he says that, we pass the street his dad lives on. So now Frank is...
Wait, you just totally fucking crushed. Yeah, take this.
I crushed what?
So I get off the next exit, and I'm like, oh shit, my dad lives right over there, right? It takes me around a turn, goes right down the main street towards his house, right? I'm like, damn, my dad lives right over here. Like, we're going to pass it. I'm going to show you where it is. This fucking thing takes me right to his block. I've never inputted it. It was inputted it. It was never there. It was never there. It was never part of anything. I pull up on the block. I'm like, yo, he lives right there. If I get out of the car right now and throw a rock, we're hitting his house. It's right there on the next piece of the corner. And then I just start laughing and pull off. I can't even believe what the hell's going on.
So now the GPS tells us in a quarter of a mile to get right back on the highway.
So right now, on that straight line we were already going on.
So now I preface this.
I mean, this was out of the way, guys.
But we're riding parallel to the highway. So there's no reason. And you know, I didn't tell him to get off, because if I would have told him to get off the exit, he would have told me that I planned it, even though I don't know where his father lives. But Google Maps did it. So now I said we are on our way to have you can't make it up. You can't make it up, because in times of crisis, Frank blames Paula.
Holy shit.
He just blames me for shit. And that's okay, because I can take the hit until you could work this out at a later time. So now we get back on the highway. We are acknowledging it Peter, it is saving your masculinity. Because Frank had an opportunity to ignore the signs and the symbols around him. He could have ignored it, or he could have had an ayahuasca experience and gotten stuck in a loop and had to relive it over and over and over again. So I said to Frank, after we're just amazed that this is happening yet again.
We didn't even get out of
the car yet.
We weren't even 10 miles from
We're still in Westchester.
I'm like, are you serious?
So I said to Frank, we really need to address this, and we have a nice ride ahead of us. Let's address it now, or you're going to be stuck in a loop later on. I just have to keep listening, because now I'm worried about the cats. There's some cats still out. Those are the whistlers. That's the whistlers. Okay. Anyway, worried about the fireworks. So Frank and I worked through the father thing the whole way.
And it wasn't bad.
And it was wonderful. It was actually really nice.
I was laughing the whole time.
It was a really good experience.
I couldn't fucking believe what was happening, and I didn't feel bad about it.
Now, you didn't.
I'm gonna just tell the audience something that they don't know. But you've mentioned on the earlier shows.
Mm-hmm.
We drove by on the highway where I was originally supposed to be one time together, and I had a shit. That's how bad my stomach collapsed driving on the highway. I remember that
a long time ago. Yes,
by his exit, which is still a mile or two from the house and all that other shit. My stomach would just, and I was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom.
That's why I didn't get the apartment in Hartsdale because of that. If you remember, yes, because you used to go.
We would have ran into him.
I know.
And by the way, he texted me before the show. Happy 4th of July.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Did you text back?
I did. I said, Happy Independence Day.
Oh, okay.
Do you get it?
Do you?
So I was creating my independence. Anyway, so we run right into that. Now, during the week, I've noticed something about myself. I seem to be taking on very heavy-duty fatherly qualities to one degree or another.
Agree.
Whatever those qualities, like when you look at your dad and you're like, oh yeah, of course dad would clean that, or dad would fix that, or dad would take the dog for a walk, or he would do this or do that. Like I started finding myself, not that I haven't been doing that stuff, but way more involved, way more. My mother, shout out to Diane, she got me a DeWalt saw, a 4.5 inch. And that's what she said. And then it they all have like the battery pack, the charging pack, right? So now there's no cords or nothing. I have all this wood laying around, reclaimed stuff, and I'm starting to go like, all right, I could fix this, I could build that, I could do this, I could do that. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here that's going on? And at the same time, I noticed with the music, because I've been hitting my fucking head on the wall. I'm not ignoring my fellow musicians. I'm just haven't had the time to create a space for me to record. And now it's really filling out. All you do is now hang a blanket from the ceiling. I got the moving blankets. You put the computer right up against that with the microphone and you record. And that's it in that whole space.
Ready to
that
go.
Whole fucking area now.
Yeah, and you even and there's no mosquitoes down there.
Being portable, I could take it into the basement as well.
Yeah, you can.
Like go right into one of the closets, start singing, boom, there you go, old Wu-Tang style, and we got everything going, and it'll sound great.
Wu-Tang.
However,
did they do it in a shower? Then they
the original album they recorded in the bathroom. Yeah. Do you know in my grandparents' house, the upstairs bathroom has the greatest acoustics you ever heard in a bathroom. I don't know why the fuck that is. I've been in a million bathrooms. If I could record anywhere, I would want to record singing only. I wouldn't rap in there, but I would sing in the bathroom, not in the shower, just in the bathroom itself, which is weird how rooms get acoustics with certain tiles and everything. Just something to throw out there, but I'm building it, so it has to be right. I feel it, like things that are coming out now have to be correct. It's in line with the things we love, and if we love it, we want to do it, we want to understand it, we want to know why, we want to know how, we want to feel connected to it. Like there's all these things that pop up when you start doing these things, and to me I've already been in that road, right? Or we do half here, right? But then so you figure, well, that's it. It's like, no, it seems to me just like love, where you're like, well, I love you, and I don't think I could ever love anything more or love you any more than I ever could. 5 minutes later, you look over and you're like, yo, I really fucking love you more than I did 5 minutes ago. Or the moment I said what I said, I took a breath, boom, there's more love. Well, there's more creation, more creativity, more involvement, more details in everything without being an annoying prick in a loop.
You did
prick
that
loop.
calendar so nice.
Yes, I'm getting better. I've been using my left hand a lot tonight. I don't know if you noticed I was eating with my left hand before. Did you notice that?
No, I was.
You didn't?
No, I'm eating and trying to feed Oscar at the same time.
I was feeding Oscar as well. It was right there.
I did realize you were using. Sorry. Oh, you're using your left hand now. Look, you show off. Yeah, no, I didn't notice that. I'm sorry.
No one could hear you. So
I'm sorry.
We're transforming. We're shifting. We're shape shifting into the new selves. And as we're doing this, it's funny. Paula planted all this wonderful stuff outside, right? So we have carrots outside as well. We planted in a giant pot. On the flower growth.
The carrot stems.
There's a caterpillar.
Oh, she's beautiful.
And she's beautiful. I have pictures. I'm gonna show people. I feel her when I'm next to her. You're here, so I can witness your transition, because I'm gonna take a picture of her every day.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
She's here, if
she was eating the buds from the.
She eats like a fat little fast thing. I'm like, yo, you're gonna eat all the flowers in like 3 days, and then we're gonna have to find new flowers.
We're gonna have to bring flowers in.
Anyway, so I'm watching her, and I'm like, you're so beautiful. She's so beautiful. The yellows on her are popping off. I'm like,
I know. I feel like, because she's been there, this is the second day, I feel like she got a little brighter. Is that what's happening? Eating,
and she's getting what she. All right, so I'm staring at her before going, as she's eating, going, wow, you're eating a lot. Well, then you got to fill yourself, because you need that, just like we do when we go through the transformation, where you're not hungry, then all of a sudden you're so hungry, I can't fucking stop eating. All right, I'm craving everything, and then you feel like, oh, I'm fat now, right? I'm fucking fat, and you're like, you're not fat. You had 2 days where you ate a lot of fucking food. You go down a little bit, and then you wake up and you start feeling really good. You're like, wow, I feel pretty good today. I don't know. This is what she's doing, right? I'm watching her process the caterpillar, and I'm gonna watch her transform into the butterfly.
She's so pretty.
In turn, I am the caterpillar, and she is watching me.
Oh yeah, do a transformation. I get
transforming.
that. I can see that.
It's like she's here for us.
I can see that.
So we can witness what it's like to come out of the cocoon.
I get behind that.
Right?
I'm with that.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm with that. I get that.
I wow, it really sounds like Independence Day outside right now, right? All right, so all this is going on, and we are planning an ayahuasca session for our friend
Right.
Ellen. So there, I said it accidentally. She's in the room. She needs to know that it's about her. Well, it's not all about her, but all these.
Right, I know, because it's all because the rest of it's about you.
Of course, well, it is my show, so well, it's our show.
Yeah.
Would you like to make 50% of it about you? We can't have both of us being service to self on air. All right, you know what? You be service to self, and I could show everybody at home how selfish you are while I am service to others.
Selfish I am? You gotta be kidding, right?
I would make the best villain in a movie. I know I would, because look at Paula's face. I get her all worked up with just words and facial expressions. All right, so we go on. We get the Aya. The Aya took, and it was an exceptional batch.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
Yeah.
These new filters I have with the magic butter machine, shouts to the magic butters.
And not even that, just the whole time you were making it, it was a good experience. Even like now, you have a
I have
you
it on
started
right now.
This one it seemed like you started so quickly. It was just like I guess because you just did it. It was like
jump to the rhythm, jump to the rhythm.
It was like, because that's what I was waiting for before, and then you were done, and then I heard the machine on, and I was like, why are you still?
I had to get rid of that energy from earlier.
No, but I'm saying it was like seamless. You just started it. It was seamless.
Jumped up and went zip, 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 done.
Yeah, it's good energy.
Well, it's time to pay it forward. A lot of people booking ayahuasca sessions, and what's up, everyone? What's up? You know what that means, right? It's time to book ayahuasca sessions. Go give me a call if you need me. So I'm so I'm running around doing what I got to do, and the new filters that I got was the holes are so small.
Oh, they're much finer.
It took me a while to strain it.
I saw you doing that.
Annoying me a little bit, but it came out perfect.
I noticed that there wasn't a lot of
there was no acid.
There was a lot of mud there wasn't a lot of mud in the bottom.
You're gonna get mud no matter what.
No, but it was a lot finer than usually it's like a layer.
It's usually very grainy. Sometimes people don't strain it enough, or they just run it through a couple of times, and it is what it is. And you could get that stuff in you. You could drink it, but when that stuff starts coming out your rear end, that was my bad experience with it. When I ate the Syrian roux and then didn't filter properly, you're like, that's coming out of you. That stuff rests in you like it rests in the bottle. Right?
It's like Drano. I think it's like Drano.
It clears you out for sure.
Just pulls everything out with it.
So a bunch of interesting things happened. We were by the Delaware Water Gap, New York, Pennsylvania border, where the whitewater rafting is, and in an Airbnb. It was wonderful. Beautiful place, kind of up in the rock. Across was the running. Well, I wouldn't call them rapids, really. They were like very lazy rapids at most, but it was really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The visuals were stunning. The house was really good. Had some really weird, and we're going to discuss this, some really weird energy downstairs, like really weird. I couldn't tell if it was bad, couldn't tell if it was good, but later on we'll get to that. The visuals now stunning, and the heat and the sun, it's perfect through the trees.
It really was. It was a beautiful couple of days. It really was. It was very peaceful, beautiful.
You're out on one deck, and then above you, the 2 bedrooms, they have their own deck.
Yeah, it was just a beautiful
and then the deck wrapped around a little bit. It was pretty dope. We had Misha Tate there. Ellen's cat was there.
Who happens to love Rich Johnson, happens to love Frankie.
This cat is one of the most beautiful cats ever. So shout outs. Something about having a cat around during ayahuasca sessions that just does something.
Yeah, they see things that we don't see. The
cat's involved.
Yeah.
Happy it's out of the apartment and inside, and the cat wasn't looking to run.
She was engaged
in the place with
she was in the pocket. She was having a good time.
This is what I mean. Like, well, there was even a point when I was under. I'll just jump ahead a second. When I looked over, she was standing right next to my head, and I was like, I go, don't let anything happen to me. And then she just turned, gave me the
she's like,
tail,
yeah, like,
and then
no,
just
we're good.
we're good to
Nothing's
go.
happening to you here.
So something about being next to running water, I started telling everyone, like, listen, this running water doesn't allow anything to stagnate. There's no such thing as that here in this area.
Right.
So everything is transient and new and fresh, energized.
Yeah.
Everything is transmuted and sent away that isn't of the highest, grain for
right. Nothing can stay.
Yeah, the space is pretty much
yeah.
clear. It was pretty interesting because the last time we went on one of these experiences, I ran into creatures, beings, the dog men, which are really like wolf men, which are really like werewolves that can talk and use their mind. And it's just the weirdest thing in the world. I know. I discussed what it was like being in their space the last time.
Right.
And then during the week, I told you I was with them during, I was just sitting outside and it was like they were talking to me. And I was like, they're Dogons or Dogans. I didn't know how to say it. And you were like, oh, they're
like
dog.
Yeah.
Gone, right? So and then she was doing the flip, how dog is God and all this.
Yep.
And they were discussing the dog energy, the male dog energy, which was even weirder because it was during the week where all these male things were happening, all this stuff was. And I said, what the hell is that? And what do we keep dreaming of? I gotta have it. I want a dog. I want a dog. So now I'm up there and this energy is there with me and it's flowing and everyone's saying there is no attachments here. There's not going to be any kind of darkness or bad time.
No, none of that.
The moving water is going to handle all your business.
All your problems.
All you got to do is ground.
It's going to pick it up and carry it away.
That's it. And you got to take your oars. You got to put them inside the boat at this point. 100% trust, faith. I don't know how.
Just got to do it.
Just got to do it. So, and this is going to run into part of the things that were going on. Aaron was here for an experience a while back when I first met him, and he watched me when I went under, and I had a rough time, man. They were raping me and fucking eating me and eating people I cared about. They were doing terrible things, and I had to get rid of this. And he didn't have any formal training. Paul doesn't have any formal training in any of this stuff. We do what we do because some point up inside during the experience, all of a sudden you just know what to do.
Because you need help. So you got to do what you got to do to get help.
Right. So Aaron came forth, was able to help me, and it brought me out of that version of the experience. I was actually killed in the experience and then reborn, and the birthing process was beautiful. It was 100% opposite of what I went through over here. And Aaron was like, man, I didn't fucking know what to do with you, man. But then something kicked in. And I tell Ellen this all the time. Ellen thinks she's new and so fresh and new with this. I have no clue what the fuck. And I'm like, you have more of a clue of what the fuck than 99%.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Of everyone that's going on.
Oh, she was in the pocket. She helped you. She was right in the pocket with you.
Filled the void that she thought she had instantaneously with more sweetness and confidence than it was like what I was talking about to her, like what I see her as.
Oh, and courage. She was just fearless.
Yeah. And then she just did it. And it was like, oh, that ain't shit.
She
like,
approached.
I got you. That was like the weekend's thing. I got you. Don't worry. I got you too.
She approached this experience the way Lexi approached her experience. Very those
girls are ready to rock. Shout out to
bring
Lexi.
it. This is going to happen, and I am going to get through it. And not only am I going to get through it, I'm going to kick your ass getting through it. And
I'm going to get a fucking A.
But that's how it was. And Lexi was the same way, pretty much. Like, let's do this. I'm going to be scared. Yeah, I know. But you know what? I'm going to get through it. And I'm going to fight my way through it if that's what I have to do. And that's exactly what she did. Ellen was prepared. Ellen was tough, but Ellen had your back. Like, she was completely under and she had your back. So that was
I'm going to bring Ellen out one day. She has a mental game, right?
She does have a good mental game.
It comes from the crazy. We all have it. I was telling her how much I have it. I'm like, I took all my crazy and I pointed at ayahuasca once I knew if I did work, she'll work with me.
Right.
I don't need you to do it for me. Show
Right,
me,
right.
do me,
Help me.
help me.
Yeah.
And the magic was there. So I just went full force. Like, you're not going to stop me. That comes from, I've had enough. I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you're not getting me
I
again.
have that energy. But it's the energy, and it's there. And
but
then
it's all harnessed now.
that's what I'm saying. If I focus that and shoot it at you,
Yeah.
right? If we were in the X-Men comics and I shot that at you, it'd be like Cyclops with his blast. We're learning how to control that. So I put that all that nuts into that one thing, and it worked. And I was able to come out and go, well, I don't need to just do this all the time. I am this, and I'm this,
Right.
and I am, and I am,
Right.
and I am, and I will, and I'm doing, and I'm becoming, and I'm transforming. And I just go with it. She does that as well.
Yeah, they were both brave. But she was the most like that, because when Lexi had her experience, there was no one that had an experience like that. Like, no one who handled an experience like that. And then when Ellen had her experience, it was like that fearless, yeah, I'm a little scared, but I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to get through it on my terms.
There is no
and take no prisoners. Yeah.
So
it was they were brave. Both
being
ladies
fearless, right? Exactly. Being fearless isn't about not having your knees shaking before you do something.
Oh,
it's about working through it and getting it done.
and getting through it, doing what you have, mustering up what you need to get through it. That's being fearless. Look, this is scary shit. But you could either be afraid and cower through it, or you could put on your big girl pants and you could say, you know what, I'm afraid and we're all afraid, but we're going to get through it together, and I'm going to do it the best way I know how. Yeah, I mean, she was fearless. You know,
I'm teaching Ellen how to stomp a fucking demon, like a mud hole in a demon, because she's just got it. When you got it, you got it, and that's it. And a lot of us who have been down the route of addictions or this, that, we love you too, Lexi. We were always searching for source, our connection to source. We weren't really trying to do drugs or have some kind of weird hustle or eating disorders or this. We're not trying to do that. It's escapism to one degree or another. And
or
why are you trying to
symptoms
escape?
to a bigger problem? Yeah,
right. Symptoms to a bigger problem.
A thousand reasons.
Said to me, you know why you do cocaine? I go, it fucking sucks now. I go, it's boring. And I wasn't doing it my whole life or nothing. It was a couple of years, like 3 years max, where I had this, where I was just leading into it and then had to come out of it. So she's like, it's because your connection to source is dull. And I'm like, it's like a hose with a crimp on it. It's like being squeezed. So I said, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Literally, I don't know what you're talking about. So look at the tether over your head. So as the light being, we have this tether that goes to source. It's just always there. You're never not connected. We have it to each other as well. And there was a choker on it. It was like literally someone came over and put something on there and went. So the beam was like thin, and it was just going up. So she goes, bink, and it knocked it off, and it went. And I was going, holy fuck it. Are you fucking kidding me? Who did that to me? And they were like, look around. And I was like, able to see. And I'm going, wait, I feel better than I've ever done on any cocaine, on anything, on any orgasm, any cocaine mixed with orgasm, mixed with being on stage in front of thousands of people, just throwing shit at me. Oh, we want to just be with you, Frank. But greater than being thrown out of an airplane or bungee jumping or going fast in a car, putting all that together. But more intense than the most beautiful thing you've ever seen times a billion and aliens and all that other good shit just beyond. And I'm like, wait a second, that's natural for us? That's just how that's me when I'm like 3 days from now, 4 days from now, 5 days from now.
Yeah.
They're like, that's how you're supposed to be.
Right.
You're just naturally supposed to be that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is fucking amazing. There's nothing better than this. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. And she's like, well, that's you, baby.
Right.
That's you. And I'm like, oh, I fucking love me, man. I love me.
You don't know. Right.
Right.
You're hiding from you first.
So well, your whole life, right? We go through these distractive, nonsensical situations, and then it's never that. and we're always chasing something
or running away
and
from
we're running
something.
away from something. Oh, you're the best. Meanwhile, we got all this other stuff happening we're not aware of, we don't see. So we chase the dragon, right? We don't know what it's going to be. It's just individual for each person. Pills,
whatever,
dope,
you're running away from
food,
something, whatever.
too much water, too much exercise,
Excuses.
too much.
Excuses. Some people, it's nothing. It's just excuses.
I get that runner's high and I just can't stop.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm like, yo, you ever get the runner's high while on fucking DMT, bro? You just start floating into, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean, right?
I know exactly what you mean.
I know I get excited.
No,
and there's also bombs going off in the
background.
background.
I know. It's
so
very it's
right?
picking up momentum here.
The rockets, red glare, bunch of bombs in the air.
That's what I said before.
Right. So the fear is there. Oh, I like this girl a lot. Ready for this?
Yeah, you do. You have to do it anyway.
I got another one. It's like that too. Listen. I go.
But it is.
I said to Ellen, in our first time together, right? Imagine me just sitting with you. You finally got me sitting with you, right? And I'm like, came a long way, right? We're here, right? We can be friends, but right now I'm your shaman, right?
Right.
Okay. Don't be a fucking pussy. And she was like, what? Don't be a fucking pussy. Don't get mad. Don't be a pussy. She walked out of the room. She excused herself and went to the bathroom.
A little aggressive,
She was like a little thrown off by it. Ellen's the nicest fucking person. So then I was like, did I hurt her feelings? She comes back in, sits down, and she pulls the fucking chair up and goes, I'm not going to be a fucking pussy. And she was like, give it to me. Let's do this. And I was like, oh shit. The first step in the right direction. Now, I've tried a whole bunch of other pathways, right? But I have that weirdo-ness about me. Like, hey, look, it's okay. I'm right next to you. Don't be a fucking baby. I got you. I'll cradle you, right?
But people don't know you really mean that.
And we'll do this
when you're saying
but you got to not be a fucking punk ass bitch right now. And then they're like, oh, and I'm like, listen. We've been through some shit. All of us.
Right.
We've all been through some shit, right? There's always that moment where you're like, fuck, I don't know, bro. Yeah, well, we didn't know. Well, we just kept doing it. All right, there's all these other things. Let's pop it another one. Let's go with another one. Let's turn it up a little louder. Let's drive it a little faster. We've all done that. Right now, it's time for this. And fucking faster than I could even pour it. It was gone. Faster than I can do whatever with it. The look in her eyes was not a fear. It's we're going to do this. No. It's the look of a warrior.
It's like it's on.
Check this out. Yes.
It's on.
So when you back a warrior into the corner, right? Whether they're crying, screaming, or whatever, and they're afraid, it's because they don't want to do nothing to you, right? There's like this thing there, and then it ends. You get in too close, and there's nowhere left to go. And then they don't feel like you cornered them anymore. Now they feel like they got you in the room with them, close enough to do something. That's the warrior will go from to and just go for it.
Well,
that's the warrior eye, the psycho eye, where you're just like, look at the place we're in. Look what's going on. Don't you want to know? Don't you want to know who you are? What are we doing here? What'd you bring me here for? What'd you bring you here for? Are you wasting your time? Are you wasting my time? Do you think time is there to waste? Like, what do you do? What are you? What am I? What are you? What the fuck? Don't you want this answer?
Don't you want all the answers?
Don't you want all of that and more? Yeah. Well, then you got to go inside. What do you mean you got to go inside? Isn't it all out? No, it's never out there. If it fucking shows up out there, that's why I'm here. Right? Because if it shows up right there, I have to tackle it because you'll be under ayahuasca. Okay? So I go down with the ship. You get the fucking help. That'll be an interesting 911 call, huh?
Well, you can't call 911 now.
So the reptilian, it bit off Frank's head and spit it into the spittoon, threw it at Jack, right? And then the fairies were like, follow me to 911. I need help. Here's the address. But you know what I'm saying? I'm under ayahuasca right now. They'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? That's why I'm there, to make sure that shit doesn't happen. Hold on. I need coffee.
Okay.
This is the more we talk about it, powerful, fantastic.
But it is
time we had an experience.
Look, you have that moment when you're being faced with a decision. Frank is aggressive. So when Frank says things, if you don't take it in true Frank fashion, you can be insulted or offended by it. But if you know Frank's loving nature, you'll understand that him being aggressive with you just means he's pushing for you to strive for your best. So at that moment, you have an opportunity to compose yourself, to pull yourself together, to think about how you want to attack this, to think about how far you want to go, whether you want to continue to go further or whether or not you just want to stay right where you are. But either way, you have that time to make your decision. And any decision you make is a good decision as long as it's pushing you forward.
As long as it's in and you're like, well,
yeah,
I'm only getting ahead a quarter step. It's like,
yeah, it doesn't matter as long as you're pushing
5% better than 0%?
zero. Yeah, you're pushing forward. You're not saying I retreat, I submit. Not I said you're supposed to submit. I retreat. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too late. And like even Ellen, she was fearless. She was like, oh, drank it already. It's too late now. Like just, yeah, no one puts Frankie in the corner. No one does. But, you have to take what you're being told with a grain of salt, because at the height of these experiences, all of the entities that are feeding on anything negative, all of those entities are going to try to talk you out of this experience. They're going to try to tell you you're sick, your stomach doesn't want it, you can't handle it, and they'll really try to pull out all of the stops to prevent you from drinking. It happens to everyone, and if you're either gonna where are these fairies?
That shit is so funny.
That is funny.
We got to make a movie one day. And Lexi's right. You can't run and hide. You can't cover your eyes. You can't duck and cover. You can't roll and turn. Like you can't duck, dive, dodge.
It is. It's all hard in consciousness.
Any of that shit.
But when you realize,
you got to look right at it.
Yeah, but when you realize you got your mind and you can create anything, and anything is your defense, then that's what you do. I don't have my body to block the shot, but I have my mind to do it.
Yes. So you are you listening right now, and I don't mean to point at you. You at home listening. It's you. It's
not you.
Not you. It's you. It's you. It's you.
Not you.
Not you. Fuck that person. No, I'm just kidding. It's your mind, right? It's a battle, a chess game in your mind for what is real and what is not, what needs discernment,
but it's like love, everything else. If you were
just like, whoa.
But it's like everything. If you were faced with an illness or bad news about your health, you have a decision at that very moment to get better or to give in and not.
Yeah.
And mentally, anything is 150% in your head. So depending on what it is, you've already won or lost the battle, because it's how you play it out in your mind. If you think you are defeated, and if you feel you are defeated and it didn't even start yet, then don't even try, because you've already submitted, you've already been defeated. But if you have a little bit of a fight and you don't want to take what you're hearing for face value, and you want to go on and you want to say, no, I do not accept this is the answer, then you push on and you forge on a little bit more.
I mean, they told me you're not going to be walking by 50. That's
right.
5 years from now.
Yeah, and we're going to have to fuse every bone in your neck,
right? So
together.
We're going to have to put rods in and do all this. I was like,
thank you.
Fuck you.
Not
no
happening.
way. I go,
No.
so you want to cut me open and do what?
Yeah.
You don't even want to make me a robot. You want to like glue parts together and knot them together so I can't move. Yeah, that's not happening. Next. They're like, there is no next. It's you in pain, not walking.
Right.
We're serious. This is them looking at me. Ready? I'm serious. Frank, you understand what this means, right? And I'm crying like, are you fucking kidding me? And then I'm like, there's got to be more. And through the research, ayahuasca popped up. The minute it popped up, like within the next week, Chris Gio made that phone call to me. Right? He knew I was coming into town.
And that's how your synchronicity played out.
Boom. I was like, so now I have the choice. I can go ahead and I got to see where this goes.
Take a chance. Take a chance.
There's nothing else, or not,
or not take a chance.
But we've done that before, haven't we?
Right. Not done anything.
How
And
many
where did it
times have
get
we not
you
done
when
that?
you did nothing, or you said nothing, or you reacted, or you refused to react?
Or the moment you thought you could be the hero, you missed the opportunity because you weren't ready, and it rolls back up, and it's time to step out of the shadow and look at your truth. What is that right there? Are you kidding me? What is that? That's really crazy. What is that? It's literally your truth. Wait a second. So that's me? Well, why would I show you someone else's? It's all about you. It's literally about you.
If you think that's your truth and you don't like it, change it.
Right. So you mean it's about me?
This is what we're showing you.
So this is mine. So wait a second.
I don't like that version of my truth. Well, then get in there and do something about it.
I have to handle my
That's not even. That's not even real.
I'm reacting off that, and that's not even this thing.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Well,
Right.
we do make up a lot of stuff in our own minds about other people.
Well, that's how you've been viewing it.
We could blame other timelines and other fractals all we want, but we know we just
That's
make some
how
shit up
you've been
sometimes, don't
viewing
we,
that
Frank?
truth in your head all that time.
And it's like, oh fuck.
Look at it from this way.
Oh fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't yeah, I am more.
Mm-hmm.
I am more. I am.
It's like when you're.
I'm here.
It's like when you get a knot in a piece of.
Why would I not?
You get a knot in a piece of string and you pull the wrong end. You could pull one end and the knot just falls apart, disappears. Or you pull the other end and you make the knot so tight that you'll never get it out, that you have to cut around the knot. It's the same thing. You have decisions to make. These
Finger cuffs.
These decisions untie those knots that we put ourselves in. Okay.
It literally loosens that shit knot that you pulled the wrong side.
Yeah,
it pulls
because
it back the other way.
You thought you were helping yourself and you just made your situation 10 times worse because now you tied it in a knot. Or you just tied an anchor to a situation that didn't have to be that difficult. But now because of guilt or fear or sadness or loneliness or lack of, now you put an anchor around that emotion and you tied it in a knot, and now we can't get around it. So we have to go through it and we have to work it out in order to get through it, instead of just being able to pull on that one string and have it go. Now we have to spend a lot of time working through it because you took this situation and you made it so bad for yourself. Now we have to go figure out what you did and how to fix it. But it could always be fixed. And it could be fixed at your pace. You could fix it. You could fix it in no time, or you could take years to fix it.
Same thing. Just take your time.
Same thing.
And you work yourself through it.
Work yourself through it.
A lot of this is self-imposed stuff. Once again, I talk about Chris Gio sometimes. I love the guy. I just wish it was a little different, but he was my shaman, right? He was the guy that brought me in, and he said some fucking shit that will never leave my mind because it made so much sense. He went under and he said, he was an eagle trying to fly away, and there was a chain around his leg. It was to a rock. He's trying to fly. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. And she's like, well, then let go of the chain. And he's like, well, it's tied to my leg. And he looked down and he was holding it. And he just released it and went. Fucking truth frequency. There you go. Right? It's a metaphor for the whole thing. Let go of the fucking chain, bro.
But that's how it happened with me.
You're the creator. You're not chained.
I realized I had the key to that cage the whole time. I was in a cage. I put myself in a cage.
You put yourself in that shit.
And I had the key in my pocket the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time.
Just come on out.
Scary shit.
No, but it's a scary world. The truth
Come
is
on
scary.
out and peek your head out and look at what's
Take
really going
look.
on. And what you
There's
don't
more
like,
good.
fix. Fix. What you don't like, fix.
But
What you don't like.
so insignificant in the whole thing. No, you're not. You're the creator. Get out here.
No, you're not.
The fact that you're here.
You're the story. You're the star in your life. This is your movie. This is your story. You're telling it. You tell it the way you want to tell it. You want to tell it. You want to be a victim. Be a victim in the story. But it's your story. You can tell it any way you want. Frank's good at that. This is my story. This is how I'm going to tell it. I say the same thing all the time. This is my story. Well, why does your story have that in? Because it's my story. This is the story I'm telling.
Yeah.
Not
Why
your
does it have
story.
blue aliens with crystals in their foreheads? Because that's what it fucking has.
Oh, and what did we learn about it? What did we learn about the word alien
Oh, they
this
do
week?
not.
this week?
ETs of all kinds
Do not like to be referred to as aliens.
at all.
Paula, you learned a lesson, because I thought alien was the most kind word you could use, because anything that is alien to us, we consider alien. Like if Canadians are aliens, they are not Americans, they are Canadians, you know, and I really thought I was doing a good thing, and I got schooled. They don't like the word alien
At all.
They'd rather they'd prefer to be called ETs.
They're like, you know what's alien to this place? You're literally
You
the
are
definition of an alien.
Right.
You, the creator, is the definition of being the alien to the whole thing. So don't call us that. And I'm like, which would mean there was some ETs running around. It was really interesting time.
It was.
So
it really was.
So Ellen, being the strong woman that she is, prepared. Okay, so what you put in is what you get out, right? And it's your relationship with Aya, and there's no judgment. It's just you and her. So if you take the diet seriously, if you take use,
but you see what you said, that was key. There's no judgment. You have to take the judgment out too.
You're the only one judging you. Aya's
you are the only one judging.
If you smoke crack and drink Aya, she's gonna go, oh,
okay.
That's what's up.
Okay.
So you realize I can't bring you over here,
right? But we're gonna do what we can over here.
So we're gonna keep
you
here.
Do what we can,
and then just
work.
Do
what we can. You may not like it, but we're gonna do what we can.
You might not like what goes on,
right?
But it's gonna go down.
It's gonna go on.
So,
look, I didn't drink Aya. I purged so much this week that if I didn't lose weight on that scale, when I get on that scale tomorrow, I would be shocked.
I feel like I cleaned my system out from purging like multiple times, because one of the things I kept saying was, please just I don't want to go in my don't let me shit my pants, Aya, please. So, but I must have said it during the experience 1,000 times, and well, we'll work our way to that anyway. So
didn't she tell you, like, stop saying it?
Yeah,
stop saying it.
You don't have to worry, we got you. But
yeah.
My stomach kept going, but it was up here, but under the experience it felt down here,
right?
Like I couldn't tell, and it was going, and I'm going, what the fuck, bro? I threw up. I did all this already. And then they were like, nothing's wrong. Just relax. When I was back feeling myself, I realized it was up here in my sternum,
right,
working its way down.
Right.
I didn't feel anything down there, like anything was going to happen. It was empty, like, and then I felt it building to this crescendo of magic. Anyway, so
oh, bless you. Oh, bless you.
As a shaman, I made a dummy move. Frank makes dummy moves sometimes. Okay. I had what I usually keep the ruin in the Aya glass and vice versa.
Oh, the jars so
I had the jars reversed. And now naturally I only make so much because it was just, maybe an extra cup or two,
right?
Because I'm really making it
per experience,
per dose, like fucking heavy
for
duty,
each experience,
right? So I wanted to rock, but now I told Ellen, I'm drinking with you tonight, Ellen. She was like, what? I'm like, I'm fucking going in with you, bro.
I think that made the difference for her, though.
We're going in together. And
Yeah.
she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. I need to do this. You need to do this. We all need to do this. We're going in. And she was mad excited. So Paul was going to keep an eye on us. Big Nick disappeared and went to go do his stuff. And then we drank. I pulled it out. I forgot my fucking glasses, right? The 150 ml glasses. They're bigger than the shot glass. I think they're like double shot glasses, maybe.
Like almost 2 ounces, I think.
150 mLs, right? So that's how I base all my reductions. So I'm doing everything by eye after driving, being high as fuck, excited, all kinds of weirdness. Plus, I'm hungry because I didn't get to eat and because we're drinking eye.
You switched the jars. You put them.
So this is what I'm saying. All this was backwards. So we drank the acacia first.
Nothing came in.
And it went down so smooth, and I was like, waited like 25 minutes, and I'm like, I poured the other cup. Now I'm like, okay, here comes the ayahuasca, and then I just tasted it with my eyes. This is the fucking rue. We drank in reverse, Now, I gave us monster cups to drink. So I was like, fuck. I hope our bodies didn't just eat through this so quickly, right? Because now we got to dig into secondary cups or whatever. So we drink that, and I'm getting pissed off because I'm like, what the fuck, right? Wait 25 minutes, pour her a glass of it, a nice cup. She fucking drinks it down, bang. I said to Aya, I got enough in here for her session, plus the bonus piece for her to blast the fuck off. I'm only going to go down with like this much, a little bit, like a little more than a quarter cup.
Right.
So I fucking pound that down, and then I don't feel nothing, right? Nothing. I kind of thought I did, then I didn't. Then I'm like, oh, fuck, we fucked up. I fucked up. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I was getting really upset. And then it hits Ellen. And I'm like, the way it hit her, though, it didn't look like she was having any issue or anything. I was like, you're right. She was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah, that looks like it's in her. I was like, all right, maybe that's great for her. She had a giant cup. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to take this one on me. I'm just going to sit down next to her and I'm going to meditate. And then I nothing. I lay down. I close my eyes. And then when you close your eyes, there's like the darkness. And then I guess we drift off. That's when the DMT squirts out and we leave or whatever. I had said to Aya and trying to explain to Ellen my intention to stay in my body and to learn anything I need to learn inside my body. So the intention was already set there. So I'm looking, the darkness never came.
Right.
And I'm looking and I see the walls moving. I see these things spinning, and they looked like dark tables in the background moving, and they spun up. They and then it looked like the pi symbol almost. And I go, are you talking to me? And then they were going, burr, 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 burr. And I'm going, wait a second. This is the weirdest fucking dream. How long have I been asleep? Right. And I opened my eyes, and it's like 15 minutes later, maybe. And I still see these things in front of me, these symbols. And I'm like, holy fuck, what's going on? And I forget. Wow, that's loud. I forget where we are, what we're doing, and that we drank Aya. I totally forgot. And I'm like, what's happening? And then boom, it kicks in again. And I go, oh shit. And I threw up. I purged it out. It's such a violent gurgling.
And that's when Ellen came to
Ellen was going, oh, I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, I remember looking up at her going, whoa, this is so strong, right? And she looked like she was handling her business. No problem. So I go through a series of events of having to fix traumas, past effects, which is really interesting. I saw a snake in the background, and I said, what a beautiful snake. And I go to pet it, right? Weird. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm the creator. I want to pet the fucking snake. It gets right up near me. It's so huge, like fucking big. And it just snaps, bites me right in my chest. Like I was in its mouth. That's how big its head was. And it was pumping venom into me, this white shit. And I'm just, oh, what's happening to me? And then it releases, and I see it just slither away. And I'm like, oh, this thing just fucking bit me and is going to leave me here. And I keel over, and foam is coming out of my mouth. And I'm like, and I could feel this stuff in me. And then as far as it takes me, and I'm like, I'm dead. I'm just going to die. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It goes back the other way. The holes disappear. And I'm like, whoa, hey, I think I just beat the venom in that fucking snake. Oh, I got to get up and tell someone. And I look over, and it's eating me. It's fucking swallowing me. And I thought this thing was gone. But apparently it injected me, ran off, and then came back and started eating me. So now it's like, and I have my arms up like this, laying on the floor going, oh, are you fucking kidding me? And I just stop it. It's like teeth were pulling me in. And it came down on me, and I grabbed it, and I said, nope. I stood right up. I jumped right up. Like, fuck this. Tore its fucking right in half. No more. No more of this. No more snakes. No more snake bites. No more spider bites. I don't want a tick bite, a fucking flea bite. I don't want Paula to walk over here and bite me right now. I don't want anyone fucking touching me with their fucking teeth. You're fucking done. This fucking thing out of the... Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
So this character comes out of the background. It looks like a fucked up old Crypt Keeper looking man. He had his hair old and white. It was like pulled over and there was like spots missing. So it was just like this pulled over strands, and he was going, you're cursed. You're cursed. This is cursed. Yeah. I go over to him and I'm like, what'd you say to me? And they're like, your weapon, you're cursed forever. So I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work with me, homie.
Nope.
Homie, that don't work with me. I don't know what the fuck you are, where you came from. Don't fucking touch me. I'm in no mood for this shit right now. I just beat a snake. I literally tore it in half. I don't want to have to fuck you up too. And I'm going to do it if you get in my way. And he said, you're cursed. The blade's cursed. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I grabbed him. He came close to me and I pulled this arm this way and this arm this way over him and was standing there with him like this, going, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you dare touch me. Now I'm having this vision with my eyes wide open. And he's going, you're cursed. He's screaming it at me. And I'm going, all right. What do you show me what you're talking about? And boom, the visual comes up. It's my mother. And she goes, I want you to throw that knife out right now. And I'm like, no, I'm going to keep this. This is one of Grandpa's. It's very old. I don't know where he got it from. He would say he got it when he's very young from somewhere else. And she was like, I want that out of here. So I'm like, I'm not getting rid of it. I will hang it up. I'm going to show you a picture of it.
Oh, the one in the garage.
Yeah. Yes. So they were going, it's cursed. It's cursed. So I go, why is it cursed? And they're like, well, it's already killed you once. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, it literally, I got to bring this up. I thought that was the screen. It literally killed you once already. So I'm like, what? And they're like, now it's in your possession. So I'm like, what are you talking about? That's my grandfather's, right? And they're like, where did he get it from? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. But there's no curse on this knife, on this blade. It's gigantic. You're gone. I'm transmuting. I was like melting him back, and he was just turning into ash. I was like, your tricks, your curses, your darkness, your dark magic, none of it works. Ever. Doesn't work on me. And it was just shit was falling away. And there I was, cleaning the garage, holding the knife. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then it flips out, like the scene goes black, and I get tackled to the floor.
Right.
Just, I'm overrun by someone. And I realize there's a bunch of people fighting. Like, I could see them. And I see this guy, he's got his face buried right here on the side of my head. And he just goes, and then stabs me. Let's see. Through here. It was actually the side. And it went into me here, all the way through me. And he held me on the floor with my arm up and everything. Like, there was nowhere to go. It was just, however this incident occurred, this fucking dude held me down and fucking turned this thing into me. All right, here's a picture of it. It's hanging in my garage. So it's the one next to the cleaver to the left, the long blade. This one right here, right? The saw that's under it is gigantic. That cleaver is gigantic. This thing's the size of my arm. It's fucking huge. It's so old. So I said to him, someone killed me with that thing? And they were like, yep. And now you got it back. It's in your possession. So they would say that it's cursed. They try to tell you it's cursed. But the only way for the curse to work, I go, right, is for me to even think that the curse would work. But who cursed it? They were like, no, the guy killed you and was like cursing you when he killed you, thus putting that energy into the weapon. He went away. You died. You came back. The weapon came back into your possession through your grandparents. And I was like, are you fucking crazy? They're like, nope. They're like, you guys been here a lot forever. I don't know like what that means to you, but you've been here the whole time. So crazier shit has happened. They were like, you talk to Ra sometimes and you tell him these books that you read from like other countries about demons and giants and all this stuff, where because Ra knows his shit. Eye of Ra, Truth Frequency. He's no joke, right? So I'm like, some of those authors are really you. They're your past lives. So it's like from like the 1700s, the 1600s, really far back. I'm like, that was us that wrote that, you that wrote that book, like you, and we're researching the new stuff. And you think, oh,
just remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow. So you're telling me that was me? I'm like, well, which one is you and which one is, but we wind up studying these things, and it's like your old work that you're just now picking up on and continuing. You're like, wow, this author's fucking fantastic. Did you know? Blah, 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 blah. And it just resonates every direction with you. A lot of times, we're in these positions and it's us. So that was like that with the weapon, which was fucking crazy. I didn't even know you could, when you're like, that's like a movie to me, where you're like, you curse, a cursed blade killed me, and then I get it back lifetimes later.
It's not cursed, it's in your possession, because when I had a QHHT healing, no, this was a regression therapy. This wasn't even QHHT. This was a regression therapy healing. This was prior to that. I had been regressed back to early Greek times. I mean, very early, maybe 1400s. I don't even know. I'm not even sure. I don't remember. I have a, it's on a zip drive. But the therapist that regressed me, she knew that was the time that I was going to be regressed back to, because her son came home with homework the night before. And they were learning about Greek tools. And in my regression therapy, I was stabbed by someone who I trust, because it was always animals with me. I was a sheep herder, or I had goats or sheep or cattle herder, and I was selling them to someone, and they stabbed me and stole my money. And I said, please just don't hurt my animals. Take all of my money, but don't take the animals. And he ended up stabbing me and taking the animals. And I found out through that healing that it was my father in this life, which is why we had
ain't that a fucking pip, right?
Which is why we had a contentious relationship. So I understand the tool that was used to kill you is now in your possession, because it probably happened in a much more recent lifetime.
Well, it was right prior to my grandfather getting it.
So
my grandfather gets it, I die, and then somehow within like 15 years, because he started working like 14, 15, that shit comes into his possession, working in New York somewhere.
Right, so it was
working in the Bronx.
Meant to find you.
Right, and then he has to go and have his 2 kids, and those 2 kids have to go and I'm the first one born out of
have their kids,
and then that's me.
In order
then
for
I had
to get
grow
to
up and become 45 years old, and I'm cleaning out the garage
to realize that there's
this
a
shit's
connection.
from fucking 1940. What the fuck are you doing with this? This whole place has never been clean, and boom, I'm like, yo, look at this. I like this.
It's very strange.
I was gonna throw the cleaver out because the cleaver's missing a thing on it, but it works like it's brand new. I'm like, oh shit. Weapon for the garage, and my mother's like, throw the other one out. She was staring at me, going, throw it out, and I'm going, no.
And she has no idea why.
No.
She just doesn't like the energy coming off of it,
because it killed her fucking son.
Yeah,
it's just why she doesn't want to throw out the other 90 fucking weapons I have that are 100 times worse.
Right.
Oh, you want me to keep that but not that? That makes no fucking sense.
Well,
you're gonna get hurt with that one.
But she felt the energy.
I'm like, the one I carry is bigger than that.
Yes,
right?
but she knew there was something she didn't like about the energy on that tool.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Whoa.
Yeah.
Just like we dropped 2 mega bombs right there back to back.
Yeah, we did. It's big stuff.
It's just like Reggie being Squeak and coming back to life as Reggie.
Look,
in the same fucking lifetime.
Look,
your animal dies and comes back.
You've heard the stories. We've talked about these same stories for years. The stories don't change. We believe that this cat Reggie that we have now was Squeak, who passed in 2018, and this cat even goes to the same spots that Squeak used to go to across the street and down the block where the other cats
without
go.
having to go and snoop it out. Just running and going right to it.
Just running and going
Just
right
like
to
she
that
did
spot.
to me.
And, you know,
and the house.
Very similar things that she did on the street outside, like the way she would run up and down a tree. She does. It's very strange. It's almost like
She squeaks.
It's
That's
almost
another
like
thing.
it's because the coming back was so recent that she did have memory of it. Maybe there wasn't enough time to wipe her memories completely. I mean, you know, people do this all the time. Some people don't want to wait. They come right back. They come right back. They come right back. Clear up their karma, close out their contract. And it was like it's almost like she came back so fast. She didn't skip a beat in her routine. She just had to wait till she got a little bigger, like she had to grow up again, but she didn't skip a beat in her routine.
Felt like she waited because I said, please don't come back until this world is a better place, if it ever gets better.
Yeah, or don't come back at all.
Or don't come back for me because this isn't right anymore. Something's not right. And soon as that Hillary Clinton timeline, we talked about it on the show, fell away. It just disappeared. You ain't going back to that. Sorry, Cabal, you fucking lose no matter what happens here, no matter what buttons you press, no matter what chemtrails, no matter what AI, you fucking lose straight up. Boom, Squeak shows up. Right?
It was rough.
Holy shit.
It's weird.
All right. And I'll explain too. So the great Kadu is what I used to call, well, it's just Kadu, but the great Kadu, you know, that was Squeak's name, right? The greatest mantra. We couldn't get a fucking name for Reggie for weeks.
We were for 3 days straight. We were just naming names and asking her, do you like this name? Do you like that name? And it came down to, it was like the third day. It was late at night. And I said, what about, so I rambled off another 3 names. And then I said, what about Reggie? And then she squeaked
fucking lost
and
her shit.
She came running over, crying and squeaking. And we knew that was her name. And we were told, or Frank was told, that Squeak never liked the name Squeak.
No, I went, it was even more intense than that. I went on the other side to see if Reggie was Squeak.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking looking directly at, all right, so Squeak, the Kadu, is actually a cat man, a real cat man, right? With the same fur colors and shit. And I'm like, oh, what's up, Squeak? And then it was like, I'm like, Kadu, is that you? And he was like, yeah, man. And I was like, yeah, wait a second. That is you? I fucking grabbed him, picked him up, squeezed him. I'm like, you came back as a girl. You came back as a little girl. You came back as a little girl. He's like, I knew you'd love it. The body's perfect for me. Perfect for me to experience this with you. So now we can have our life together.
Right. The way you wanted to.
Yeah. The way we didn't have enough time. Now we will have enough time.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is fucking unbelievable.
Oh, and by the way, I always hated the name Squeak.
Yeah. So no. I fucking hate Squeak. And I'm like, yeah, well, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Hate it. I'm like, no, you are the great Kadu. And he's like, that's right. That's right. That's the shit he loves. So when I call Reggie Kadu, she responds just like Reggie.
I know. Well, she responds like Squeak too.
Yeah. I'm like, oh. I go, get over here, little Missy.
Squeak cry, extended squeak cry, grunt. It's very strange. But
I saw multiple people during this experience.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
No, I just throw a few names out there. I did see Gina Jin, who had just passed recently. She was clapping for me because of what I had just did, and the room shifted. My Uncle Eddie was there, right? And then he was clapping. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Right? So past people who have passed were in this weird, I don't know if I was moving past them or they were in a revolving door of some kind where you can do it. You can do this. You can do that. I'm like, man, I fucking knew it. Because naturally I'm laying on the floor just flopping around like a fish. But my mind's eye is rocking and rolling. And they're like, you're finally getting it. You're finally getting it. They're like, are you scared? Were you scared at any point tonight? I was like, nope. No. 100 other things were going on. I ran outside at one point and it was pitch black and I could hear the water. And I was like, oh, I'm so thankful. And the lightning bugs
It was beautiful. It's like a symphony. It was
It
beautiful.
was like I saw a couple, and then a couple more, and then a bunch more.
It was beautiful.
And then the sky was flashing in front of me, and I was going. And then all right, so it didn't remind me of Twinkle Bugs. It reminded me of us creators, right? As a point of light, like you described,
light bright,
showing in the space, them descending or ascending into different positions. And I was making the correlations. I was just connecting. And at the same time going, wait a second, because I was up in the trees and I greet trees all the time. And I could hear them just talking to me like, no, this is for you.
Right.
We love you, man. You did it. You brought someone else up out of themselves again. And it's powerful, which is making her life better, your life better, his life better. They're friends now. We're all here to get like, now we're this is the cheering section. I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, we were talking about that too, because I don't
coincidences and synchronicities.
It
how
isn't
it's
a
never a
coincidence.
coincidence.
It's not,
it's
though.
always
It
meant
really
for you
isn't.
to see it.
Really isn't. And it's an unlikely friendship because Frank and I shaman all the time. And yeah, we want to be friends with everyone, but it's impossible to maintain a friendship with everybody because of life gets in the way, geography gets in the way. It's truly impossible to maintain a friendship with everybody. But this little one, she's special and she's my girly and she's my friend, like she sincerely cares about me and I sincerely care about her. Not love her, because I fall in love. Everyone knows me. I fall in love too easily.
What they have is pretty special.
It's a pretty fucking special. Pretty nice.
And I got to be honest.
It's unlikely. It's very unlikely, but it's a pretty nice friendship. You were shocked. You shocked. I don't make friends easily. I can't say I don't make friends easily. People like me. Most people, when they meet me, like me. A lot of people, when they meet me, love me. But again, life gets complicated. Life gets in the way and it gets complicated and you're being pulled in different directions. But she's special. So I almost feel like she was brought for me also. Like this whole experience, like she was brought into my life for me too. This is what I'm saying.
I feel like that too. Like she fits
I love you too.
To a weird position with me.
Yeah, it's like
having a general with me that doesn't know they're a general.
We
right?
call her.
But I know.
What do we? We're fairy odd parents. That's what we call her. Fairy odd parents because we're weird. But that's how it is. What are you gonna do? I love it though.
So all right. My best friend growing up, my friend Rich, right, had a secondary set of friends. We called them the other guy, right? We all have friends. That, yeah. Right? So I'm like, oh, Rich is hanging out with his B team,
with his other friends,
with his other friend, right? So we all have that other group. So he never wanted to commingle the nutty guys from the park, which was us.
Well, do you blame him with the stories that you tell? I mean, please, Ellen is still traumatized.
Yeah, I know.
From
Ellen don't even know yet.
She's lighting candles in church for you.
We hold the reptilian down and pull its fucking spine out. But so I know of his other friend Nick forever, right?
For 20 years. This is not.
So they never. So I've met him on occasion. Nice guy, right? But totally not. Him and Rich have his own vibe, right? And I don't share that vibe at that time. It comes to the wedding. Rich is getting married
a couple of years ago.
Rich and I weren't getting along too great for a little while, and it was because of the ayahuasca thing. And then we separated. He was getting married, and there's all weird shit going on. So I kind of lost a bunch of my friends. But Rich, I never lost. He kind of like went into the background, and I was like, well, I guess Rich is out. And then shows back up. Yo, I'm getting married. I want you there. It's a very small wedding. And then I'll send you the invitation. Now, come wedding day, we're sitting with Ellen and Nick. I'm like, I know Nick, right? And Nick's like, oh, look who it is, right? Like, we remembered each other, but I look completely different now. And it's about the ayahuasca. Now, Rich said, I didn't know what to do with you, who to sit you with for the wedding, because, I mean, honestly, you're going to start talking about that. You're going to freak someone the fuck out. I was put on that in that layer,
that weirdo layer,
but it just so happens that Ellen and Nick were talking about ayahuasca and wanting Ellen wanted to do it. So Rich just went, oh shit, boom, put us together at the table.
Yeah. And this was a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So there was the day he got married. So then a year goes by, nothing. Right. And then it starts slipping back in. Right. We get in touch with Ellen. Ellen was ready to drink, blah, 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 on and on. Now we get to where we are right now. And I'm sending Rich texts of pictures of me and Nick cooking
bandits.
The best. I know some of you might not like burgers or whatever, but you've never tasted a fucking burger. I didn't even know this kind of shit could be possible.
They're like sliders, but he calls them bandits, and and he steams the onions. They're delicious.
I was not expecting this. Anyway, so now I'm consider Ellen and Nick. I love Nick, right? So I have this engaging thing with him as man to man. I like being in his presence.
Yeah, he's very engaged.
I like to talk to him. I like what we talk about. I like to hear what he has to say, and I could tell he's listening to me. So I'm sending Rich pictures of the two of us, and he's like, "Oh, I'll get the two of you fucking weirdos together now." And I'm like, "Isn't this fucking funny that me and your boy are boys now?" Years later, I mean, fuck, we're older men. And I asked Nick, hey Nick, let me ask you a question now. You know us the amount of time you know us. We're here. I know you're doing this for all the right reasons for Ellen, but what's your story to this? Like, what's your synopsis staring at this whole thing? Now, I'll never be able to say what he said because he said it so good. I said, if I had you on tape, literally in about 5 minutes, he summed up something so perfectly. I was in shock. I was not expecting this to come from this man. He was like, nothing worked. Nothing. This is a regular dude. He's not getting fucked up or nothing. He's not on ayahuasca. He's not smoking DMT. He's straight. He's just hanging out. He's like, nothing worked. We tried everything. Everything. This was the nicknames we had. This is the whatever we had. Now, when someone says anything to me, they're like, hey, how's it going this way? And he's like, it's not like that. It's like this.
Better than ever before. Better than ever before.
Right? So, well, what happened? And then he's just like, look, man, it worked. It's whatever's happening is allowing her to fix whatever she needs to, but we're making the best person come out. Right. So there is no moment. It's always, oh, shit, awesome. I love you. This is great. I can't believe this is, I'm happy. So happy. I can't believe. And then, wait, I saw it on Joe Rogan and then blah, blah, blah. And then we were at the wedding and then it's like, well, I'm not, it's easier than flying to fucking another country and shitting and throwing up in a bucket or in a hole somewhere with mosquitoes and no air condition. Or we could go right to a friend and see what's up. And it's just a shred of the entire other part of the process. Yeah, you just come and sit down.
Yeah, and receive personal attention.
And receive your personal attention. Right? And then that's it. And he's like, it's working to the best I've ever seen anything work. I'm like, right?
Because if there was going to be a skeptic, he would have been the biggest one.
That's what I'm saying.
He would have been, we would have bet money that he would have been the biggest one.
He's friends with my brother, right? On a business level, right? So it's like two complete opposite characters, me and Rob. Rob and I are completely different in this field.
No, totally.
When we talk about figures and stuff, it's like, oh, look, these two are brothers.
And Nick kind of shared that view.
He was like the man in the middle.
If we would have thought anyone would be the biggest skeptic, we would have thought it would have come from him.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
And
he's a man watching the change. What do you think? You think we're using magic or something? He's like, nope.
No.
I said, am I influencing any of you to do anything? He's like, dude, he was like, what you're saying, it's making sense in this weird fucking way, but it's really making sense. I go, right. And every time we talk, it goes a little further.
Right.
And the proof is in your girl, not me telling you. Like, you go home with her.
You live with her. You have to see the change.
Yeah. Because if there's no change, you wouldn't be back here again.
He spoke so beautifully.
Oh my God, he
spoke
so
highly of her. Like, if anything,
I was not expecting that at all. And I was like, oh, I am in love with you.
One of the side effects, that's it. If anything, one of the side effects was that their relationship got better, stronger, which you
he
know,
said I was in a way where there was nowhere left to go. However, there was still this opportunity to take before any rash ridiculousness was made, and it worked. And it went opposite of what we thought. What everything else did was like, yeah, whatever, that's not going to work. It's just you knew it didn't feel like it worked. This, I said, what'd you think right away? He goes, well, I don't want to say it worked 100% the first night. Because I remember that next morning he said to me, well, she didn't fidget all night. It was the best night's sleep. But he said 3 days later was like 100% change.
Right.
100% different. But it was not a different person. It was the real her.
Coming through.
You get the glimpses of it.
Yes, coming through. And
while we're out partying, drinking. It's what made me fall in love with you. That character,
Yes.
she's sweet, she's
Now
nice,
you- now
but
you
she
see
kicks
it.
ass and we
Now
can
you
get
see it.
party. But
now you can see it all the time.
now we're older. Where's
Right.
that?
It's coming through
Where's
now
that
all the
woman?
time.
Now she just is that. But see, here's the thing about us warriors. We're powerful, right? We walk. Ellen will be like, give me a bag. I'll walk up the stairs. That's the kind of girl she is. And you're like, hey, I got that. She's, no, I'll help you. I'll just take the big heavy bag and walk in. No help. No whatever. Doesn't give a shit. Doesn't need you. You're in the way, actually.
No, she's
Could you
gangster.
just get out of the way?
She's tough.
Um,
But I think she needed a change too, because now she's living her best
because
life.
we've lived that life already.
But she's
where
living her
you're
best
like,
life. She is. It's
the
hard.
partying becomes dead.
It's not even that. It's this cycle.
It's like a
You're
hollow room.
You're stuck in a cycle because you're stuck in a very dense, like they're in the city. They're in Manhattan. They're in a very densely populated city where there's very thick, heavy energy. You can't get around it. And people live on top of each other. There's no space. And you're fighting the elements around you all of the time. Oh, that's very sweet. You're fighting everything, and you're fighting everyone's way of thinking, and everyone's way of thinking is not like yours, So, getting to show your best self isn't always easy, when you're put in a situation where you have to constantly have your guard up, constantly have to be defending yourself.
Right. Because you don't know if you're being used. You don't know if you're being abused. You don't know if you're being talked about behind your back.
Exactly. There's a lot of energy swirling around. Right.
On.
So it's very hard to be your best self. Sometimes your best self gets lost.
And
it
then
happens to me too.
How about you? You just spoke about your past life, the guy that stabbed you, come back at your dad. That right there will create trust issues here.
It did?
No, it does.
But
we carry that shit over.
No, it did, because I had a we talked about this. I had a very tumultuous relationship with my father.
Tumultuous. Word of the day.
He put me in a very precarious situation to have to take care of people, and I did it. And anything that was thrown at me, I accomplished, but was never given the credit for. Which is fine. I don't need the credit because I already accomplished it. I already know what I can do. I mean, I'm doing it now again. Going through this with Frank's family, it's like it's like autopilot. You just do what you got to do. No. And, and then having to relive everything again. But understanding where you've been really helps you know where you're going and why you choose to go in the direction you're going. Because a lot of our choices are not our own, and it's clear. You can tell which choices are not motivated by yourself. You can tell which choices you don't motivate, which choices are being influenced by outside influences, and it is very, very hard to turn that off. So the fact that this woman is able to find her best self and push it to the foreground,
she was saying to
me, and
me,
make everything disappear.
Right before this, how I was proving it to her, right to her face. She got so nervous right before. Remember, she was like, "Fucking." She went from 0 to 100 in like 10 seconds. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on out here?" And she's like, "Oh man, I'm fucking nervous." I go,
"Stop.
You're gonna be helping me."
Yeah,
soon.
You did all the work already.
Like,
Stop.
Futuristically speaking, that's what I meant to her. Like, you're gonna be the one helping me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Totally.
And then she drank, went under, and I was the one flop flipping, and she fucking was like, "I got you, bro."
Yeah.
Hey.
Pulled herself out of her experience.
You're right. And I tell her,
stopped her own experience.
Yeah.
Turned it off.
She was in full blast.
Mm-hmm. And
just like I get.
Turned it off to help a friend.
Saw me flopping. Oh, I can't have this. Let me
He
get
was
up.
fine. Went right back into it.
That's how Aya works. This is what I mean. You get up and do shit. Aaron was like, I didn't know what to do, and then I just knew what to do.
You know.
She looked over and was like, "Oh, I got this."
No hesitation.
All that worry for nothing, because it just came online like that, and now she's like, oh, "I got this shit." She's not hubristically saying that. She's like,
she
"I
had
can
it.
do it."
She did it.
Like
she did it.
When you do something like this, it's like great on a level, in a mental disciplined way, beyond fear for the unknown with the shit that ayahuasca could bring into your experience. She's like, I gotta help my man.
What's the
Bang,
matter?
helping.
Who's crying? What's the matter?
No throwing up, all flopping around and going, no shit in the bed, no shit in my pants, none of that. Not for her, not for me.
No, it was a good experience for the both.
It was a whoa experience.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, you did it.
Yeah.
You did it. Oh, yeah, that was easy.
And did it again.
Then, all right. So as for myself, because I kind of want her to explain her experience, but until she's ready to talk about stuff, I'm just summing up. I can't really talk for her too much. However, she's a machine beast, raw beast. She fucking drank again.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning. Here we go. Bang. I'm in. Laid out in the sun or under the shade, but in the sun on the deck the whole day. And I think she threw up once real quick. And then they must have said something to her because she was like, oh, bro, that's it. I'm clean. And I was like, yeah, if you drink tomorrow, you might not throw up. It's only about purging the shit that has to come out.
Because it's not food. It's yeah, I think Lexi said it. Oh, that's the timer. You want to shut that off? Right. That's the oven timer for the yeah. She because she had her first experience with Frank, I think that was the initial purge. So when she drank the second day, I don't think there was much to purge because it's not food you're purging. It's everything else. It's
stuck energy and memories.
It's a completely different purge than it's not food. And we can go into that another time.
It's like a weird lubricated substance that maybe keeps the memories jogged in, and when they pull out, the body ejects this stuff. And as you're releasing the memory,
it's like a sludge.
It's like a sludge that pops out of the cartridge, right? Like you stick it into the biological machine and then you pull it out and the stuff flies around. That shit that flies all over the place has to come out. Anything that's lodged in there has to be pulled free. Right? It's like a packet of information that pops out. Let's say when you stretch, oh, my shoulder's always tight. And then you stretch and you start, oh my God, it's really crazy. Oh, and then you have some weird thought of your mother or your father and you as a kid. And you're like, oh, what's that? People discuss this with yoga, right? Yeah. I do it. They cry and flip flop. That memory cartridge is popped out. It's cleaned, put back in. And then whatever trauma you're dealing with gets dealt with right there. And you purge it right out through the pain. You open your mouth. Oh, it feels better. Mm-hmm. Oh, I feel pretty good now. Yeah, you got to walk through the pain. It's crazy, right? Mm-hmm. What a fucking world we live in. What a fucking crazy place. I'm starting to really love it, though. Like, really love it. So, Ellen is a true warrior. My hat's off to her. The universe does reward bravery, okay? You have to take the necessary steps and then make the move, because you'll outthink yourself if you just sometimes don't make the move. We have to have faith in ourselves and trust in the people around us that are coming into our lives now, right? Not testing the faith of others. Have faith, right? Like, you come to me, you have faith that Frank's going to do the right thing, right? You're not going to let me go, right? Nope, I'm not. If I have to go in, I'll go in with you. All right, I got you. Okay. Well, then you just do it. I really just sit there and sing a song, throw sage at you, keep everything out of your circle so you can do your work. That's what I'm doing. Anything comes in there and flops in there, we take care of it. And if I can't handle it, we bring out the big guns. Right, Paula? Right, Polly Poo? Mm-hmm. I saw Viola, my grandmother, during the experience. She was wonderful. Ooh, wonderful to see her. Seeing the smiling faces of those departed that we think are so far gone that we're never going to see them again, just being right there. Not out there, right fucking here. And you know, it's just a mental projection in front of you of what you're seeing inside. That's your third eye. It was one of the best and greatest couple days experience. We were able to then eat and be merry, right? Mm-hmm. Relax, enjoy ourselves. Paula enjoyed herself. She had a good time. What did you do that you had such a good time? All right, that's for the other show.
I ate more crumb cake than I could than I thought was humanly possible. And yeah. Okay.
You hear that? Listen to that shit. That's monstrous right there.
Night. I know.
Poor animals that are afraid. Remember, if you're
this dummy's dead asleep. He doesn't even know what's going on. Yeah, look at he's just
that's asleep. Just safety. The only person you have under ire is yourself. You're right. And you're building towards the real you. There's nothing to be afraid of. The worst things that I've ever talked about, right? Eaten, raped by monsters. Not in that order, just randomly in all kinds of orders. Then watching, the worst part was watching my mother and Paula and all them getting abused. And then there's nothing you can do. Literally, there's nothing you can do. If a bigger person, like a 12-foot man, put his hand on your chest and said, I'm going to take this finger and stick it in your fucking nose, there's nothing you're going to do about it. I'm holding you. And does it to you. There's nothing you could fucking do. And you're like, please, bro, come on. Enough. And then you're dead. I'm right here. You've heard the stories. I'm right here. They're not going to do shit. It's you facing your trauma. Don't be deceived by bullshit. The real truth and information is going to be behind the scariest mask. Yep. It's scary, so you don't access it. So you stay away from it. But it's you. You walk into that and rip the mask off and say, hey, what are you doing? That man behind the curtain's a little bitch ass, right? My demon sounded like a little girl. Cried like a little girl. It looked so frightening. It was so fucking frightening. And then it talked. And I went, what? And it said, no, you don't want me to go in. And I was, oh, that's what you sound like? So you a little bitch. And it was like, what? Me. Oh, okay. You are. You're a little girl. And it shrunk. And I was like, here we go. This is how we win. We go fearless. We shrink the fear till it's nothing and it's transmuted. Right? We have swords, shields, we have cake. We got something for everyone and everything in between. It's your mind and your imagination that is the key to this whole thing that will unlock the greatest treasure in every universe. And that is you. And that is the creator. How you like them apples?
I like that.
I love it. It's fucking turn on, man. It's really turning me on right now, Paula. So I think we're going to have to call it a night right here. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to break that smirk on her face, and I know I could do it through the sexual innuendos. Yeah. Anyway, so remember. Oh, yeah, wait a second. There's something here I wanted to. Yes. So we purged all week, and there was just still more coming out. And you go, there's nothing left in me. And then more comes out. Then you're empty. And you're like, I'm so light. This is great. And more comes out. Now you have nothing in you and you drink Aya. And so much shit comes out. You go, and it's like black sludge. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I've been going all week. I haven't put nothing in me but water and fresh. And I've been going for jogs and I've been meditating and spiritually. Yeah. You are the great magnet. You're the lightning rod. That's why you are to ground to control the energy. You ground into Mother Earth and you can control the energy. You're not grounded, you explode. The energy just starts attaching shit to you. There's nothing you can do about it. You're also in the most polluted atmosphere. Oh, did you notice there hasn't been any chemtrails in like 2 weeks?
Yeah, I did. I did notice that when we were driving, and it was the clouds were beautiful and light and fluffy.
Wasn't that the best?
But both going and coming, so that was a couple of days apart, and clear skies, no chemtrails.
It was supposed to
Very
rain,
weird.
80-something% chance of rain the entire time we were there,
Yeah,
and it barely rained.
It
just
rained
in
at
spots.
night, but not during the day.
But when we wanted to like when I wanted to smoke,
yeah,
it wasn't raining.
right.
And then it would start raining as
Right.
I'm halfway finished. I'm like, well, I guess I'm done with this.
Right.
And then, oh, we want to smoke a blunt. Oh, I'm on ayahuasca. Let's go walk outside. It would just stop. Ellen said it's like it was made for us. Like it was doing it for us. I'm like,
really
yeah,
was.
it is.
Really was. It was a beautiful, beautiful couple of
those
couple of
clouds,
days.
the flat bottom clouds, they
Mhm.
looked like Vermonters, which were like, they look like beehives that are flying, right? Like with the flat bottom, just like a floating fucking city, right? I kept saying, oh,
I think they're all
when
there.
the lights turn on and there's ships everywhere.
I think they're already
everywhere.
I think they're already there.
Yeah, I think they're just in
been
place waiting.
already there. I think there's hundreds of thousands of them, and I
yeah.
don't.
I think they're
call me
surrounding the
crazy, I
earth
think
in a
they're there.
grid like situation. They're moving. I don't know.
And
man.
I think it's for protection. I don't think
yeah,
it's
for
for
sure.
harm. It's for protection. But because the government is still going to play they
have to play the role.
They're going to play their alien scare card.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be it's going to be everybody look over here while we do something over there.
Right.
And
it's going to be the typical bullshit trick.
Right. But the real thing is going to happen after that. And no one's going to believe it.
Well, they said,
right.
They were like, the real thing for those that understand or that have the understanding.
Right.
The real thing is so much bigger than the fake thing they pull off.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like when like it's like, bro, yo, I got this guy, right? And he's really diesel. And he's fucking, oh, bro, when he shows up, you're just going to be like, bro, oh my God. Oh, look at that. That's the government's aliens, right? Oh, look at that. Look at that. And then you're like, well, I guess that's it. There's aliens, right? Right. Look how big it is. Look how big. Wow, look. Oh, look over here. And then the real ones show up.
Right.
And you go, what the fuck is that?
Right.
And they go, oh no, look at this. And then
right.
this walks over and goes, excuse me.
Right.
No more.
And yeah.
And that's it. That's the difference between like a creator and a phony like a bullshitter, right? Like the real one shows up and you're like, oh, that's the difference between the two.
Yeah. I think those ships have been there. I think they've been there all along. And I think once they make themselves known, it's going to be.
Yeah.
Look, the you know what? I don't even know if I wanted to say. I just think that they're there. They've
Free
been
Energy
there.
Mobile. I love you, man.
Yes, thank you.
Much.
We love the funny numbers. We love that.
I love it. It's fantastic. But yeah, like you're saying, the real thing from the fake thing, you're gonna know.
Yeah, I think we're being told the truth.
Call me if you don't know. I'll grab you right by the nutsack. I'll be like, that's not fucking real. Or I'll be like, that's them, bro. That's them.
Yeah, but there's all this soft disclosure now. I think it's all real. I think it's just the right time.
Yeah, it's almost like they're just going to direct your eyes to the stage.
To the right. And
then try to get you to look at that specific thing in the midst of all this.
Right.
But this is going to happen to you and I.
Right.
It's not going to happen to the government. It's already worked that shit out with whoever is in charge of all that. They're going to just show themselves. When we talk about you being the media, you being the contact or the ambassador, do not be a fucking afraid of this shit because it's coming. Right? So people laugh. Oh, the ambassador of the Pleiadians. Yeah. Well, who the fuck else is supposed to do it? Who else is supposed to talk to them if they show up? Who else? Who else? I'm looking in here. No, it's their family. They're here to meet you because you're family. They're not here to meet the government. Not here to meet all those guys and those characters. They already know them. That's already over there. They're going to come and show up and be like, okay, they're not going to show you us. So here we are. And then the news will say one thing and you're going to go, no, that's not true. I literally just saw it. It's going to force them to report on it, but you're already going to have reported on it. It's already going to be done. It's too late. Where's the genie in that bottle? But they got to do it on a non-fear situation, right? Like they can't just turn the lights on and be like, look, we're here. That's when people jump out windows. So there has to be some kind of thing that I believe that's going to occur. That's going to make the appearance. Everything. I feel like this whole thing's already been written. Mm-hmm. Like when they talk about, it's just got to play out the script. Like I could see it already. Like it's like I'm playing with a fucking toy while I'm telling you this is already written. We're watching it play out. Is it the book from the past with Donald Trump's son goes on the adventure and finds the portals in inner Earth that was written in the 1800s? Right? Is it time travel? Is it this? Is it that? I don't know. It seems written to me. Everything's playing out exactly like. And if it wasn't playing out like this, it'd be playing out on the phony card where it's like that Hillary Clinton time. I use her because I don't know a better way to make you remember the shit, right? Where it was really for real garbage. And that timeline, they were going to control us and contract us and put us in cages mentally, physically, energetically across the board. Full prison planet right there. And then not anymore. Okay. That feels great. We needed that. I had to shut the air off only because I made the coffee.
Okay.
I forgot to put it back on.
That's all right.
You all right?
Yeah, I've just got warm.
Yeah, me too. So everyone stay safe. Stay true to yourself. It is Independence Day. Independent thought, free will, motivation, right? Inside of you. Get it going. You want to be free? Free yourself. I can only point the chains out to you. I could take them off, but they relock to you if you don't believe that the lock is off and you come out. Or if you're not aware of it being there, I could take it off all day. I could remove the demon all day, but when you go home and bring it back, I can't do nothing about it. So you have to activate. You have to do this. You have to become the hero. You have to become the warrior. You have to become the goddess. It's you. It's us. So now it's time. And I believe it's time. It's a great night to start activating right now, literally. And we're going to give you a 10-minute break so you can head over to Aaron's show and you can hang out with Aaron and Zach and us in the background in the chat room. And we could learn more and we could do more together. And we could, here is another big thing we got to talk about really quick, because this was, Ellen kept saying it, like-minded people. I want to be only around like-minded people right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, this is what we're doing. Now there's 4 of us. Then there's 8 of us over there. Then there's 400 in the Fearless group. And if you whittle it down, there's 300. Remember, we go back to the number 300. So if you want that, it's time to go get it. It's time to take the opportunity, right? It's time to shine your light, right? It's time for you. It's your time. Make the most of it. We love you very much. Stay fearless, everyone. And remember, the universe rewards bravery. See you next week, everyone. We love you so much. Go over to the Fearless group in Facebook. Answer the fucking question, because there's 56 people waiting to get in. But you could keep on knocking, but you can't come in. You could keep on knocking, but you can't come in till you answer the question. Answer the question. Willow, thank you so much. Love you so much. Have a great night. And we'll see you over at Expanded Understanding. Love you so much.
Love you.
Peace.